Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Welcome to Tuesday's show. As always, as soon as you come on, please do make sure you like. If you are watching, please do make sure you're commenting. Let me know what you think about the show. Okay, and if you're on podcast, please do leave a review at the end. It only takes a few seconds just to do, so please just drop it down there. I'd massively appreciate it. Okay, so the question was at the start of the show, are you a volcano about to explode? And what I mean by that, are you an individual? Are you somebody that's letting everything build up right in here? Okay, so everything, and it's about to go boom, okay? And that is a combination of everything that's going on in your life right now. So all of the stress that's pending up, all of the stress from work, responsibility, all of the obligations at home in a relationship, being a father, and the responsibilities such as paying the bills, you know, where's the next paycheck coming in from? I don't know. The variant really is for you and your life and what's going on in your life. But morning, Greg, morning, Rich, is everything building up in here to explode like a volcano? So you're just embracing everything. Morning, Vorney, and is everything just sticking in here? So I'm going to give you a quick example for how that worked for me only a few days ago. So Sunday night, I was sitting on a sofa thinking, I'm going to have a fucking heart attack or something. I'm going to have a stroke. And I felt so overwhelmingly stressed. But there was nothing had happened for me to be stressed. Nothing. And I was just preparing some content for... I was just preparing content for the week, you know, on my phone. I was just getting all my sort of posters weighed off and structuring everything. And I just become over so tense. My chest was so tense. My left arm was fucking tingling. My lips were tingling. I was like, what is going on? And I've had a couple of days to reflect on it. And I feel much better from it. And at the time, I was like, God, I feel really stressed. I feel like exactly what I put my head in, a volcano ready to explode. And I then went for my run yesterday, and while I was on my run, I was trying to process everything that I was doing. And the frustration was that Sundays is a family day. So, you know, I was probably feeling quite tense and stressed because I should have been paying attention to my family and the kids in front of me rather than sitting there on my phone trying to prepare for the week. And I just got a little bit overwhelmed with it. And I almost think it was a bit of a mixture of anxiety and stress combined to create this little nuclear bomb in me. But when I went for my run, you know, I felt much better, clearer, focused, and was able to process. I should also note that actually I didn't run for a week, so I wonder if my body was sort of craving that, like that purge of emotions that I needed to dump whilst I was running, and that's the beauty of the exercise, right? So what I'm going to talk about today are 4 things that I do to help maintain and control my stress. Now, I used to be super stressed back in the day. My fucking left neck and left arm, my left side of my body would be numb. I was probably due a heart attack just because I used to get myself so worked out about shit that didn't matter. I used to get myself so frustrated about everything going on in life. You know, I could just never relax. And that's something that I've worked on really hard in the last couple of years, to the point where, you know, it's very few and far between when I do get stressed, when I do lose my temper. Morning, Pete. So, here's 4 things that I do. I don't do religiously, but I try to do all the time. Some of them I do religiously, some of them I do sometimes. Okay, so number 1 is meditation. Now, I use an app called Calm. Now, this app has developed so much in the last year, and it's brilliant. It's really, really, really good. And yesterday I was on my run. You know, I was quite worried about myself running because I still felt in that shit state. So I stopped by the sea and I put on this 10 minutes daily meditation app. And it was fucking amazing to listen to. And I came out of it and I felt like I dropped everything that was going on. All of the stress. And I look at stress as like someone, you might have watched it back in the day. It's like The Man with the Iron Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's just kind of placed on his face. I kind of feel like stress is something similar, but over my chest, like some body fucking iron armor or something that just clamps into you and restricts your breathing, it restricts your train of thought, it puts you under pressure. And that's how I see stress. It's like, bang, this armor. And when I meditate and when I get into it and when I start my breathing routine and when I just allow myself to relax, that slowly, it's almost like I become relaxed enough to be able to just drop that armor, to be able to drop the shackles, to be able to drop the stress and actually focus a lot on that breathing. And that sounds a bit woo-woo, I get it, but the breathing exercises are excellent. And to distract your mind from the things that are creating stress to a place of tranquility and peace is a real fine skill and art, because we are so consumed with everything that's going on up here, work, family, stress, health, future, and just being able to find that headspace for 10 minutes where you can clear your mind of all of that, breathe, allow your body to actually just relax is a great stimulant in terms of learning to control your emotions, to control your stress, because you can bring those breathing exercises into play at any point. They can play a big part in your coping mechanisms when you're feeling very stressed. You know, taking 5-10 minutes out to do some breathing exercises and people don't even know what you're doing is huge. Just taking a deep breath, is huge. Just breathing in, letting it all out, purging the negative energy going on inside. You know, it's great. And 2 years ago, I would have said, shut the fuck up, honestly, if someone was trying to talk to me like that, like a spiritual leader, which I'm not. But I rate it so much, and I know that it helps other guys so much, that you're crazy not to be implementing into part of your daily routine. As soon as we finish this and I've uploaded it onto the podcast, I'm doing it. Okay, number 2. Now, this is something we don't do enough of, and that's making time for ourselves. Now, making time for ourselves is vital, because we go from one environment to another environment to another environment. We leave the home environment, we're then on a commute environment, we're then on the work environment, we're then on the commute environment, and then we're back at the home environment, and we're fucking hell, you know, where the fuck does my time come in? And that's kind of like what I'm looking for you to embrace, is time for yourself. Now, time for yourself just gives you like a clear head. Like, this is what we need, this is what we're trying to implement. And we need time by ourselves and quiet time to reflect on everything that's going on. What is going on in my life right now? Where am I in life right now? What does the future look like right now? How do I process what's happening right now in my life? A golden hour does give you power. It gives you magical powers. And golden hour is perfect. There's also the evening golden hour. I never really talk about this one. This is something that I'm trying to perfect right now, but it's more like the half an hour. So what I'm trying to figure out is how I go from work, where I have my intense work periods, to home. And I think about my transition from the military through to civilian life, and that was 48 hours, which is mental, I know. But transition is such an important thing, and I think about how I crumbled because I didn't transition properly, and I think about how we bring our work home with us, and our stress and our frustration from work to the workplace because we don't have a transition period. Now, if we could come home, hi sweetheart, hi kids, how are we doing? I'm just going to pop out for half an hour, and you go for a half an hour walk, and you listen to something positive on a podcast, or you don't listen to anything, and you just go for a walk, and you're processing everything that's going on. Okay, you're processing life, you know, what's happening tomorrow, everything you're dealing with, and what you're doing is purging all of the stress, all of the emotion that you've got going on from the day, so you can be home and present. And then when you're present, your dad, your wife, just because of that half an hour. Or you might do 10-minute meditation when you come in. But you need the time to yourself. Okay, number 3, obvious one, basic one, is exercise. There's no two ways about it. Exercise is a great purger of stress. Running yesterday, I did 16 miles yesterday. I had to go really slow for my pace, discipline for my pace. I had to be really disciplined for my pace. Sort your shit out, James. And, you know, it took a long time. It took like 2 hours, 45 minutes. So, but that gave me lots of time to process about what's going on in my life, thinking about things that happened at the weekend, thinking about 2019, 2020. And it just gives me my time to myself. I get to listen to audiobooks. I get to personally develop. I get to get fit. I get to drop the body armour that I'm talking about. Okay, so that's a basic one. You have to figure out where you're going to do that, how you're going to do that. You know, a lot of my clients that I work with, I try to encourage in the early morning, getting that done, activating the brain, activating the body, ready for the day, being in a much more mentally positive state. You know, we can't always be positive, but we can certainly put our mindset in a great state. Number 4, last one, is a stress journal. Now, a stress journal can be something as simple as this. Okay, so like a notepad, okay, or a little notepad. This one's probably easier to fit in the pocket. And every time you get stressed, all you're going to do is just write in there. Put the date on there, what stressed you out, bang, you write that down. How you reacted, bang, how you would like to have reacted. So the stress, how you reacted, how you would have liked to react, okay? And I tend to, when I used to do this, I used to put a little score out of 10. How well did you react with that stress? Okay. Sometimes I would put what I would do to relieve that stress. Being more and more self-aware about why you are losing your temper, about why you're becoming stressed, overwhelmed and frustrated is a real game changer. If it's down on paper, if you're recording it, when you do your daily review or you look at a weekly review, whatever you do, and you look at your journal and you think about those things, I can promise you after 24 hours, you will look at that notepad and go, why the fuck did I get stressed about that? And self-reflection and self-awareness are two massive things for you, because what you start to understand is that you're stressing about shit that doesn't matter. The everything is that you're wasting your time, and you are becoming frustrated more and more so with things that literally don't need to matter in your life. Whereas if you can look at those things and go, that doesn't matter, next time I don't need to lose my stress shit about that, okay? And it's just a little journal. It's like a little notebook. You know, when you're a kid, you used to keep a diary, I'm sure, telling yourself how great all the girls were. And it's interesting, like, it's just keeping a little diary of your activity, of how you're reacting, of how life is going. Stress journal, ladies and gents. Introduce it into your life. What time are we? Okay. Right, so we're going to wrap up. Just to summarise, 4 ways to overcome the volcano that is about to explode, okay, and deal with the stress. Number 1, meditation. Use the Calm app. Number 2, making time for yourself. Okay, getting that transition at some point for you to have time to reflect, to think about your life, to think about what's going on, to process information, to purge negative shit. Number 3, obvious, is exercise, all right? Figure out where you're going to get that in your routine. And number 4 is a stress journal. So take a little stress journal with you, stick it in your pocket, use it, implement it, review it, change it. Guys, I hope that was beneficial for you. If you liked it, please do like. Someone's going mental with the like buttons. And please share. And if you're on the podcast right now, go to review, scroll right down to the bottom, review, and leave one for me. I'll be really appreciative. Thanks. Have a great day.